City of champions, too many hate but can't claim it. Dallas Cowboys, the Maverick Stars, and the Rangers. Come on down to D-Time, you know what make you famous. To walk around, rowdy and proud, how could you blame us? So take a time out with Jeff now for your breaking news. Like, subscribe, and comment like you know what to do. New free agents, newest trades, all the sports exclusives. Even if you need a smile, Jeff gon' act a fool. Just sit tight and listen close for your favorite team. Never know what deal, just might pop across the screen. Or new injuries, or who just might be out for weeks. Sports predictions, stats on your fantasy. So get your ticket out and double check all your numbers. It's a chance you could've hit the spread over and under. I'm finna be ballin' for the summer with no drama. Jeff, tell them where you coming from.
All right, fellas. Well, what's up, man? Happy New Year again to y'all, man. And we back again on the podcast. Time out with Jeff, man, and my crew, man. I call y'all my crew, man. We've been doing this thing, for 5 weeks now.
Man.
5 weeks, man. And seems like the topics get stronger and better each time, and unfortunately, man, we took a U-turn, man, with all the things that transpired, and as they call it, the National Football League, not for long. Some people call it not for long. The injury to DeMar Hamlin, man. I was actually watching the Mavericks and going back and forth once I saw the news, man. But as everybody, thoughts and prayers have been with the Hamlin family, man, and the Bills organization, man. And man, I just want to start out like, what are your thoughts on the Hamlin injury? That's the first question. You know, what are your thoughts on the Hamlin injury?
Man, initially when I first saw it, because I was watching it at the time it happened, I saw it like when it happened. Initially, I thought it was a concussion.
Mm-hmm.
You know how he got up, then it was kind of like the Tua when Tua got up and he kind of stumbled around, but he got up and he just kind of collapsed. So initially I thought it was a concussion, but as they went to a commercial, came back with the ambulance on the field. See, a couple things, went to another commercial, and the ambulance was still on the field. Then it got to be like, nah, something going on here. You know, so that was just kind of too long for somebody with a concussion or just an injury for that to be taking that long. I mean, I've seen them bring an ambulance on the field before, but that was just entirely this. I think it was about 10 to 15 minutes, Billy.
At least,
that they was on the field, and man, it just kind of, you know, that impact of two guys running 4.443 speed colliding with one another. It's dangerous, man.
Yeah.
You know, so man, I just really couldn't wrap my head around that last night, what was going on that field.
You know, what was devastating to me is, you know, as said, just previously stated, they went to a 5-minute commercial break and then another 5-minute commercial break. And then, if I'm not mistaken, then Joe Buck reported they administered CPR.
Mm-hmm.
That what made it all the world different, right? And, you know, from a personal perspective, it just took me back to, you know, my father had a cardiac arrest on his job. And that's where, you know, DeMar Hamlin was on his job, having a cardiac arrest. But the great thing about that was, you know, you had medical staff right there.
Mm-hmm.
In my scenario, they didn't find my father for 2 hours on the job. So, I got a certain kind of way I feel about corporate America to begin. That's one of the reasons why I'm an entrepreneur business owner.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're looking at trigger thoughts that, happening and resonates with a lot of people. And then to see football players shedding tears, at that point, something is definitely, not normal.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Especially when read a comment from a guy that I know. We all look for that. When the players go off on the stretcher or the cart, we all look for that thumbs up from and and if you pay attention and you play the game at any level, typically when they do that thumbs up, they semi okay. But Hamlin didn't give a thumbs up yesterday, so uh you know you knew it had to be a little bit more serious than normal injuries. Um, and I was watching a video where they actually said they was out there for 9 minutes, and one of the doctors I kind of caught on a YouTube video, he said it, three more than 3 minutes without a post, it's too long. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so they was there for 9 minutes, working on him. So yeah, that that's scary.
Yeah. When you guys were texting about it yesterday, I wasn't even at home yet. So it kind of caught me by surprise. But when I turned the TV on, I'm thinking, oh, that's a concussion.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like you said, be seeing the players tearing up, even players from the other side, that lets me know that I said, oh, this is something more than that. So I immediately prayed for the guy, and his family. But it's cool to see at the same time when those players they like can't stand the guy on the other team 1 minute, but then when something happens, they bond together, and it's a brotherhood as they say.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show you the NFL is a business because they was ready to start back in 5 minutes.
Right.
So so Billy, to your point, is like these jobs, these organizations, they don't really care too much about you. And that's why I can see why the players try to get all the money that they can.
Mm-hmm.
Because your next play truly can be your last.
Right.
For real.
So, so yeah, but having said that, it was, again, cool to see those guys bond together and how the NFL and the medical staff did get him some attention real quick and get him to the hospital. So you hate to see anybody get hurt. And, I just hope and pray that the guys, he going to be okay.
Oh yeah. Hey, and Chris, you touch on that, like the NFL was ready to start it up after 5 minutes. Just think, we seen many games where these fans they had too many to drink, or they team losing or whatnot. But just think, with that many fans, probably 70,000, and it's probably 5,000 people. They beside themselves worry about their ticket money, because some of these people spend some of their last on a ticket to go see
Hmm.
a big game, and they not concerned about, I'm not trying to speak for them, but I can't say all 80,000, how many of that stadium holds, is truly concerned about, they may be concerned, but they also, well, how I'm gonna get my money back, am I gonna get uh am I gonna get to see this game? Some to that nature,
Mm-hmm.
and it's bigger than that, where his family is worried about, is my son, my grandson, my big brother, uh uncle, whatever, whatever title he holds in his family, is he gonna make it? Is he gonna make it? And so uh that's sad. That's sad that the NFL even thought about playing after a delay, because they delayed it eventually, but then they eventually called out the game. Uh,
Hmm.
but when I heard, and with some of the players said they wasn't going back on the field regardless of what the NFL said. You know.
Man, when you had those guys tearing up and crying, man, a lot of those guys, in their mid to late 20s, some in their early 20s. Damar Hamlin is 24.
Mm-hmm.
So for them to witness CPR being administered, seeing a defibrillator coming out, and I can just imagine, I don't know if you guys ever witnessed it live before, but how, the body pops up off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even, even the coaches may have not witnessed that before. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not. I don't know. Cannot speak with mathematical certainty on that. But just to witness that, that I think that came to the conclusion, man, we can't even play because of I imagine the mindset it takes to play the football game.
Mm-hmm.
The quarterbacks are disturbed.
Right.
Yeah. Because they are humans, bro. They're not robots.
Yeah, right.
They go to the bathroom too, Doc. They got to eat food too and drink water.
Right. Yeah. Larry, you got anything? I see your camera off. I don't know if you there. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I'm here, man. Pretty much, man. I really don't even, as a coach, I really don't even want to just talk about it or speak up on it because it's just, just like the Skip Bayless thing. People say stuff and it just goes left field. But man, all I can do is just, as a coach, just pray, that he's okay and his family. You know, I done been through it where somebody done broke their arm, broke their leg. It just, I know it's not the same, but just you sit and you think and you be like, all this for a game. Is it really worth it? Like, is winning this game really worth this broke leg or this heart attack? You know what I'm saying? And it just coming in your mind and just eat you alive. Like, as a coach, are you part of the problem? You know what I'm saying? Like, because you want to win so bad and you putting lives in danger, for a game, just to say I'm the champion. You know what I'm saying? And as a coach, you're not even out there. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
you just look at it different ways, man. I just kind of feel like I'm part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't really like to speak on it, but I just hope that he's okay. And then it's bigger than the game. His life is bigger than the game. So that's pretty much my standpoint on it.
And man, me and Jesus, we grew up together and we played little league, high school ball together. People, it's a kind of a joke, barbershop joke. Every now and then, people might say, "Oh, Jeff, he stopped playing football because he took this hit." Well, actually, when I took a hit, the time I did take a hit, I didn't stop playing. I changed positions because I was playing in the slot in practice, and I remember going across the middle. And one of these linebackers, Charlie Torres, he hit me, and my shoulder went numb. And coach Cavazos, he man gonna get back in the game, get back in practice. And I'm like, Coach, my I can't feel my shoulder. I don't know if I had a stinger or what the case may be, but taking that hit and seeing how he reacted towards me the next day in class, I remember going to Coach Jones in history class and asked him, was it too late to change sides of the ball? And the next day of practice, I changed to defensive back because here it is. I got this coach. All he worried about, like we talked about, he worried about me going back in. He's not concerned with, am I okay? And this is in high school, And then I ultimately stopped playing and focused on track my senior year. But we, like I said, these coach, they used to ask us, "Are you injured or you hurt?" And y'all know it's a difference.
Yep.
You know, they ask, are you injured or you hurt? If you injured, you can't play. If you just hurting, then or you wrapping
Basically,
up,
suck it up. Come
suck
on
it up,
with
go back in. So that's just my take on it, man. And most y'all may not know, but like my mom, she passed with heart disease, but she wasn't in her sleep, but she wasn't playing no sport or nothing like that. Now she did pass out on the elevator uh at her job and got a routine checkup, so she didn't want to share with us what the doctor said, so she may have knew something. So it just goes into what Hamlin dealt with his cardiac arrest with his heart. So you know uh does he have a heart issue? I don't think so. uh I think where he was, the impact of where he was hit at calls it out. You've heard a couple of doctors, they talk about it, man, and where he was hit, the area he was hit in his chest. So hopefully it comes out he doesn't have any underlying conditions, that maybe got overlooked. So, but that's just my take on it, man. And so I don't know if anybody else got any thoughts on it, man. And well, did the NFL make the right call
Yeah.
Eventually, yes, they did.
Eventually.
eventually?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
speaking on that call, they made the right call. Like I know we talked about they said 5 minutes at the beginning. That was probably something that they shouldn't have said, but at that time too, they was looking at it like we was looking at it. They didn't have all the information, but I don't think they should have put a time. Sometimes you just gotta be mindful of what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Cause you're talking about billions and millions of people watching this, and once it get out there, it's no getting it back.
Right.
So it makes them look insensitive. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that could have been that. It could have been not even the situation. They probably just didn't even have all the information, but they shouldn't have even they should have just said it's postponed.
Yeah.
Because like Billy said, the dude was, we went to commercial twice, and the ambulance was still on the field, and they were still talking about the game, like we're gonna finish this game tonight.
Yeah.
That I didn't agree with that.
And sometimes, man, given these contracts with the networks, I'm just going off, an opinion that, in those production meetings, in the event something like this happens, that, they say something that may not be in line with the NFL as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just think that it was, to your point said, properly communicating information. It's best not to say anything.
Right. Don't say nothing.
Right. Just go ahead, like, to your point, suspend the game. We can always come back and fix it, almost like, not to make light of it, but like, if it was outside and started thundering and lightning, they suspend the game.
Yeah. Yeah. And they do that a lot. They suspend, like I said, 30 minutes delay for lightning. Just all kinds of things. But you should have automatically suspended the game right then and there, for that situation. They got it right, but who
in my opinion, in the end, they got half of it right. And I tell you my take on the other half once we get to later on down in the show.
Okay. So So who wants to touch base on TJ White is he's imitating today. Uh, your favorite commentator. Uh,
Oh, Skip.
so I mean, what? We'll start with his comments first. What? Who? No, let's put it like this. The question is, who was more out of line, Bart or Skip?
Two wrongs don't make a right. I mean, I'm just being honest.
As
Right.
crazy as this may sound, probably Bart Scott, because at the end of Skip's comment, I mean his tweet, he did say, you know, like the game didn't matter, but Skip has that reputation of disrespecting these pro athletes and down talking them, doing a lot of crazy stuff. So he didn't really get that. He didn't get that leeway. So that's why I believe a lot of the athletes came at him so hard. But Bart Scott, he's blaming the receiver for lowering his head, and that's what did it. I mean, that man was not trying to injure him, obviously, but for him to say, well, it was his fault, or he was at fault for that situation happening. I mean,
Mm,
he's a defensive player his own self. So I'm really really surprised that he said that, because Skip says a lot of nonsense anyway.
right.
So to that, I'm like, as another football player in that brotherhood, why would you say that? If you Bart Scott.
Yeah. And it wasn't even a flag on the play. Normally you have a flag if the referees uh feel like it was a lowering of a helmet. Depending on the referee officiating crew you have out there, their history with how they call the game. Uh they didn't throw a flag for the offensive player lowering their helmet. And I know T. Higgins, they showed him in the tunnel, hugging his mom with his arm around her because he felt bad. You know, initially you gonna feel bad because here it is, I'm this athlete where I'm involved in the play, and this athlete is injured, so he's already feeling bad, and then for a fellow athlete, football player that's like you said in the brotherhood, in the fraternity as they like to call it, uh,
Hmm.
blames me for lowering my helmet. Now with Skip, he did get a call from his boss. I don't know if y'all heard about that. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
that people are really reacting strongly to his tweet. Maybe you should clarify, which he immediately did. Uh, and I know people are calling for him to be fired. Uh, and just like with every company you work for, there are protocols. We all work. Uh, I think, but four of us on here right now, we work in the school district. Billy, he works for himself now. He is his own boss. So, kudos to him. But we all know it's protocols. I mean, some stuff can get us fired on the spot. Some stuff, we get reprimanded and all that, and not to do it again. So, uh, not saying he should be fired, but in my opinion, Skip is skating on thin ice. Uh, if on Fox, you know, he doesn't have too many get out of jail free cards, uh,
Mm-hmm.
so to speak. But Bart Scott, he was wrong for that. With that comment, lowering of the helmet.
Yeah, in my opinion, I blame them both around the same for different reasons, right? I'm gonna talk about Boy Scott first. Uh, like Chris said, Boy Scott played the game, so he knows that you don't do that intentionally, right? When
Mm-hmm.
you go to make a tackle, you don't intentionally lower your head in somebody's chest and I don't even think he'd hit him in the chest anyway. I mean, they didn't throw a flag because they wasn't called for a flag. Because it wasn't that type of hit. It was a routine tackle that was a freak accident, you know. So for him to make a comment like that, knowing that this guy, which is feeling a certain way because he was involved in the accident, it was insensitive on his part. Because he's going to carry that with him for the rest of his life, especially if something happened to the kid. You know what I mean? He's going to carry that with he gonna carry that with him. And you're talking about something that he might not, it might affect him the rest of his life if something happened to this kid.
Right.
So, you know, Bart Scott making a comment like that, you know, I just think, you know, people need to think about stuff before they say it. You know, and on Skip, and I can't give him a pass either because Skip been doing this for 40 years, man. Right? Over 40 years he been in doing sports and media, social media for 40 years.
Right.
He know you cannot throw a statement out there like that and people not catch hold to it and run with it. Because that's what everybody did.
Yeah.
So he, you know, you have some people saying, well, I don't think he meant it like that. And you have some people saying, well, I think he did. So you put something out there that you weren't even clear on when you put that statement out there.
Yeah.
So now you gotta, you know, you got people going back and forward. And I, you know, Skip, you know, he 40 years plus, man. You know, I can't give him a pass. I don't care if he meant it the way he said it or not. He still shouldn't have said it. It was insensitive. This kid is on. I tell you what, if it was Tom Brady, he wouldn't have said it. He'd have been agreeing that the game should be over.
Right.
You know, it would have been a whole different type of scenario.
Yeah, facts.
So now you get into you don't want to get into the racial part of it. Because now you can go back to how he was handling Shannon Sharp. See, because you put a statement out there like that, you get people minds to wondering. Now, I don't think no athlete will ever be on it. If they do go on the show with it, it's going to be, he might not like the things that they say. And,
right.
And I think Fox do need to hold him accountable for what he said. I don't, you know, he looked real uncomfortable on this show today. And I know the rating was real low. Maybe not at the beginning, but I know, I'm pretty sure people didn't watch the show today. I would like to know the ratings of that show. But Skip, he knows better. I think when he first put that out there, it was a attention getter. You know, he probably wasn't thinking, he was thinking about his show the next day, ratings. And, you know, it doesn't make you think, look at him in a whole different light. You know, people looked at him different, looked at him bad anyway, but now I look at him totally different than I looked at him in the first place, and I didn't like him in the first place.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, you know, you throwing stuff out there like that, and coach, you coach, I don't know if you've ever seen, I've coached, and my son played. How long you been coaching at DeSoto?
Oh, this probably year 7 or something like that.
Okay, my son played for Skyline.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, back in before you got there, Skyline and DeSoto used to be big rivals when it come to the playoffs.
Sam?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you know, my son, he played corner for Skyline. He got a concussion playing against DeSoto. Now, I went on the field, and he was motionless on the field, unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
So I can just imagine his mom, the players on the field,
everybody,
the coaches. Just, you know, and you make a statement like that, and you tweet that out.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy, now, you know, you talking about, like he said, AED, CPR. He died.
Oh yeah.
He stopped breathing. His heart stopped beating.
Yeah.
So if he can't be held accountable for what he put out there, for whatever reason he put it out there, something wrong.
Everybody want him counseled now. So
And see, saying what you talking about with Higgins, he was the receiver, so he caught a pass, and Hamlin was making the tackle. So it's like how is Bart Scott, even making that comment? He's not the one making the tackle. He's being tackled.
Don't know what he's talking about. Just talking. Don't even know what he's talking about. Just on TV saying stuff. He don't know what he's talking about when he's talking about a regular game.
Right.
I don't know if y'all guys watching it, but they need to get him off of there too. I mean, because he just talking just to hear himself talk. He don't know what he's talking about. He, like Chris said, he played defense.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Chris, earlier today? Did he hit Big Ben some kind of way?
Right. Yeah. He seen with
In the
it was
nose,
his
right?
fault. Nah, he hit Big Ben blindsided, square in the chest, and
Yeah.
he lowered his head.
Now, did he do that on purpose, or was it just the way his body was, was when he made the tackle?
Man, he was looking directly at the ground, bro, when he hit Big Ben.
That's right, and yeah.
He was looking at his feet when he hit Big Ben.
Right.
Yeah, knowing him, he probably did. He probably hit him on purpose, knowing Bart Scott.
He absolutely did.
Yeah.
But
he was looking at his feet.
But like to what you said, like these guys are getting paid. I know, we sometimes, we might ask somebody, hey, look over this email for me, or look over this, make sure what I'm sending is make sure my spelling or my grammar is correct. I know they got somebody in their studio that they're paying that can look at their tweets before you send that and say, hey, no, this is not the time.
But you got to think about too, like Billy said in the beginning, the company don't care. They only care about the ratings. Fox don't care. ESPN don't care.
Right.
They just want the ratings. It got to be that individual, especially Bart Scott. He played the game.
Yeah.
If you don't know what to say, just don't say nothing. If you don't know what to tweet, don't tweet nothing.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So it make you look at them different.
Well, you got to look at the individual, but you got also, maybe going forward, if you want to keep his job, maybe Fox needs to let him know, hey, before you tweet anything, guys, it needs to be run by this person, that person, before you tweet anything. And if he can't handle that, then maybe he don't need to be working with Fox, and they can go in a different direction. So hey,
man, Fox, they probably low key like that he did it because they're getting a lot of clicks, a lot of attention. And as the stuff Skip says, it's probably for controversy anyway.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm not a LeBron quote unquote fan, but he goes in on him like he's the sorriest dude that ever played in the NBA. I'm like, and I know with some of it just stick and for attention, but Skip is the biggest hater I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
So
when we're talking about money, man, ratings is supreme. Advertising dollars is more supreme. As long as those advertisers do not start pulling ads, he's in the clear.
Mm-hmm.
Because once an advertiser start pulling ads, bro, that's how they get paid.
Right.
So as long as the advertisers do not pull ads, he's okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. But at this point right now, the players got the upper hand. Right now. They got the upper hand. And And you saw it today. An ex-player didn't show up on his show, and you saw how it looked today.
Yeah.
So if those athletes don't come on that show, who they gonna talk to? What they gonna talk about? So they got the upper hand right now. That's how they use it. And with the players, what is the Players Association? I know we're gonna get into the CBA and all that in a minute, but they got the upper hand, and it's gonna change.
Mm-hmm.
This dude, man, we're not just talking about a concussion or somebody breaking a leg like Coach Jesus said, or just a knee. This dude died, man. He died on the field. You think I'm even surprised. I know I was saying this last night. I'm even surprised them guys playing next week, because everybody here, Jeezy, Chris, Jeff, when something happened like that at the school, what's the first thing they do? All of the kids start seeing a counselor. So you telling me they're not going to have at each stadium, at each facility, they're not going to have people talking to them, counselors that are talking to them guys?
Right.
Yeah. So when are they going to have time to prepare for next week's game? Or they just going to say, hey, we just going to go with it?
And you don't know, because I can't remember. I didn't follow up on it. Do y'all remember when the was it the Virginia players, when those three football players got shot? They wasn't, their season was pretty much over. They wasn't going to a bowl game, but they canceled their last 3 games, right?
Yeah, they did. And think about that, Jeff. That happened away.
Right.
From the field, from the stadium, from the school. This happened on the field in front of millions of people.
Mm-hmm.
When you see right, when you see the only game in the world you had grown men out there crying.
Yeah.
I ain't talking about just tears. You had what's the boy name? Just came the cornerback from Buffalo. He was crying like a baby.
White.
He was this. Who's that? White.
The cornerback, White. Yeah.
Number 27. Man, he was.
Yeah, he needed consoling.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's why I say right now, the players got the upper hand when it comes to certain things that they want in the NFL.
Right.
They can make it happen.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing. They got to start. The NFL players got to start stepping up like how the NBA players do.
Right.
When it comes to situations like that, and not to put it as a black and white thing, but the quarterbacks are the main guys of your team. They the face of the franchise pretty much. So, and most of them are most of them predominantly white quarterbacks, and they're well known. So, they got to start saying, hey, we not gonna do XYZ if these things don't happen. Like in the NBA, when the LeBrons, the Chris Pauls, the Carmelo Anthony of the world, they step up and say, we not playing until you get rid of Donald Sterling. Those type of moves. So yeah, you hate that something like this has to transpire for them to step up a little bit more, but hey, hopefully going forward, this is a step in the right direction. I mean, man, there's no update from his family. Have y'all seen? I'm looking now.
Still in critical condition.
Yeah, y'all noticed about his GoFundMe that he was doing for the toy drive?
Yeah, 3.7 million. Is it more
no,
now?
It's
5 million.
It's 5.5 million now.
Man.
Yeah, so it's moving up. I mean, and hey, that's a blessing. That's a blessing. Something that he was only trying to do for what 2,500.
2,500.
Yeah, 2,500.
And then And they folks better stop sleeping on guy. He could use his people in many ways.
Mm-hmm.
My boy Kendon KG then hopped on. I see.
What's up, fellas? My bad. I'm so late, man. I've been
No
been
problem.
watching y'all on Facebook for the most part and taking care of my. We got that rampant COVID over here.
Oh, okay.
Oh
Sorry to hear
wow.
that, man.
Yeah, and and Kendon, that's my best friend, man, since kindergarten, first grade, man. He can, like I said, he knows all well with that heart, man. My little nephew, Cam, he deals with what kind of heart he deals with Down syndrome, but
Yeah, he got congestive heart failure. You're only using 15% of it.
Wow.
yeah,
Mm.
Yeah, I ain't no expert on it, but I do know about it.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's how my mother-in-law passed. Congestive heart failure.
yeah. So you've been hearing his you got your take on anything?
Man, so when I was actually watching the game on live, and when he stood up and fell back down, most people you think it's a concussion. I just knew it wasn't. I was like, it's not that. My first thought was paralysis.
Mm-hmm.
That he had suffered uh, like some type of neck injury
Mm-hmm.
that uh, like my little brother Corey Bonner had suffered.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so it kind of, and then when I saw how many people were, or the ambulance and trying to resuscitate him, I was like, this a heart deal. Because that's exactly how it happened with my son.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like that. It was no like one, it was just literally at one point he was normal, and then the next point it was he wasn't breathing right.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, it's a hard deal. And
Mm-hmm.
I got it. So for me it became emotional. And after
Mm-hmm.
that I turned it off, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I never looked at nothing else again. I think I turned on um The Butler. That movie The Butler with and I watched that instead of because I didn't want to hear nothing else.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah. I turned it on late, and like I said, I was able to flip it away and finish watching the Mavericks. To get something else to you know. I didn't even initially see the hit until today. So, uh, yeah, man. We were speaking on that, like you say. I think it was you said or Billy talking about, how did they gear up for? Uh, I think both teams will play Sunday. I know it's some Saturday games, but how did they wrap their minds around playing on Sunday? Uh, Knowing it's a job for them, man. At the end of the day, this is their job. You know, they're entertainers, but this their job, and how do you get up for your job? It ain't like with us teachers or you all in y'all position where somebody can come sub for us if we just can't
yeah,
do it. Like it's only so many subs they have. you know,
yeah,
it's only what a 53-man roster, 45 suit up on game day. Uh, you know, and this is their job, man. And You know, how do they get up for this? The NFL is going to have to make a serious decision, not only for the Bills organization, but
Yeah.
for who the Bills will play that final game of the regular season, who the Bengals will play. Like I said, because you're on that field, you in the trenches, like as we like to call it, with one another. But especially the organization for Buffalo, how do they get up for it? What do 20 plus players say? I just don't want to go on that field next Sunday. What do you do? Uh, you know,
Well, that's difficult, man, because you know why it is a you're talking about a dude that was actually a sub.
right,
Like he wasn't a starter.
right,
He faced the game of his life. And on prime time. And you don't know if you it's it I think a lot of athletes put it together today when they said it's different when they roll and they give that thumbs up.
yeah,
You didn't get to get it.
yeah. We talked about that earlier. Where you say you walk, you rolling out on the stretch, you get a thumbs up or the cart.
Mm.
Yeah,
And I don't know, man. I don't and it's such a I ain't never played no league. You know, played little league, high school, and some college, but we that really is a brotherhood that even my cousins, I got cousins, a lot of cousins that played NFL for 7+ years. I When they talk about that type of stuff, I can't understand it. I've never been there.
mm-hmm.
But it's more than just the team you're on.
Right.
Like these guys are really connected. Nobody still knows what's going on with this 24 years old. Nobody still know what's going on with him, whether he gonna make it or not. And then you're talking about, hey, we still got to go out here and practice. We still got to go out here and play the next game. I don't know, man. I don't,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a hard one for me, man, because it's one thing that you do have to. It's a business.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always that,
Mm.
and they're going to treat it as such.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And I think what these athletes, if I'm not mistaken, they try to get to what 6-7 years at least.
5.
Is it
Yep.
5 now?
5.
Right.
Okay,
Yep.
I know.
It's
I know.
five now.
Okay, it's 5 now. And they probably like I said, and that's a good way to go into the next thing about talking about the CBA, because they had to change because it was like 6 or 7 years they were trying to make it to. Now it's 5. So these players, the player association probably looked at like, man, hey, a lot of us not even making it to 3 years. You know, let alone trying to make it to 6, 7. So what
I,
changes
I'm,
do?
how does the most violent sport don't have a guaranteed contract? Is a just I, somebody not doing something right.
Hey man, the NFL as well as the NFLPA, and I no pun intended, having heart issue, man. They
Mm,
have a heart issue on this
mm,
situation, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to your point, right? The most violent game to where not only does it have inherent risk, it's waivable risk. They signing waivers, knowing
Mm-hmm.
that they're gonna get injured. It's not about if, it's a matter of when.
When
So
they get in.
right. So you know, and they talking about the salary cap. Bro, that salary cap should be $400 million. You know what I mean? Everybody need. I mean, you know, how much is my leg worth? How much is my Achilles worth?
Right.
How much is my MCL worth?
Thank you.
You know, how much is my elbow worth? How much is my shoulder worth? How much is my hip worth?
Check this out, big bro. How much is my brain worth?
Yes.
Because when it's said and done, at the end of everything, the one thing that controls everything in me is my brain. And you can never study that.
So
you can tell me how much my knee is worth. You tell me about my elbow. You tell me about all that. But when CTE sets in, and man, what that's worth.
So and speaking of work, you know, look at I just pulled up Brock Purdy. He was Mr. Irrelevant. And I'm sure y'all know that. That's the last player in the draft.
Right.
Man, that dude signed. And this is, I mean, to us who's making, you know, what we making, and we always joke about, man, they get paid this, you know, we had a little jokes of, dang, man, they getting paid a lot of money. But he signed a 4-year, $3.7 million contract, including $77,000 signing bonus and $77,000 guaranteed, with an average salary of $934,000. I mean, to us, that is a lot of money. But like you said, how much is my brain worth? How much is my meniscus worth? Because I don't know if y'all heard, what's his name, the cornerback Poyer for Buffalo. He's been playing with a torn I think meniscus this whole season. Why? Because he's laying it out on the line, trying to win a Super Bowl with Buffalo, trying to get the number 1 seed. You know, these guys are laying down the line. And I said, Mr. Irrelevant, he you know, he making $934,000 a year. And
you know, to your point, Jeff.
Yeah.
90% of the players in the league right now, maybe besides the quarterback, some hurting on them. At this point in the season. You know what I'm saying? At this point in the season, everybody playing with something broken, some torn at this point in the season.
Yeah.
But they go out there and they do it because they love the game, right?
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I was telling my wife this last night. The crazy thing about this whole situation, Hamlin, pray that he does be okay. But he don't want to get on that field next year. That's how much those guys love that game, man.
Right.
They love the game that much that he would want to get right back on that field next year if he could.
Oh, yeah.
And so until on Billy was saying, I mean, $400 million. Hey, the salary cap, they need to raise that. They need to be able to pay these players what they worth. Or like Kendon was saying, it's got to be some type of compensation for these guys. Not waiting to 5 years. It should be once you sign a contract.
I mean, the Major League Baseball got guaranteed money. Basketball guaranteed.
That's what I'm talking about, man. God, dog.
You know, and they do. That's why a lot of people say going to baseball, and you know, yeah, you can get your teeth knocked out, things can happen, but come on, man, what's the percentage of that?
Thank you.
What's the percentage? But I pulled up Hamlin. He only got fully guaranteed money of $160,000.
Yeah, he was what 6th round pick?
6th round draft pick.
Yeah, he was 6th round.
Yeah, 4 years.
Michael Hyde got injured, and then he came in, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that means the rest of his contract he got earned.
And really, I don't even know if any of that guaranteed, is it?
Just that 160 that was fully guaranteed.
Yeah, that 160 guaranteed.
Okay,
but that means, you know, he earned
it. The month. It's 2 years in the working world, right?
2 years in the work.
I mean, for the average.
Yeah, for the average.
For the average. That's what I'm saying. 2 years in the work. Come on, man.
Yeah. He could have went and been an assistant coach at his old college and got paid more than it.
Oh yeah.
Guaranteed money. That's what I'm talking about, man. Like there is a slave mentality within the NFL,
That's what
right?
Billy was
The
talking about.
NBA, you
Mm-hmm.
you at least in the NBA guaranteed. I mean, I remember Allen. Y'all remember Allen Houston sitting up there
Mm-hmm.
making all that money from the Knicks. Ain't played a game.
Grant Hill.
I was just going to say him.
Hey, Steve
I mean,
Nash.
we could
Steve Nash stayed with the Lakers his last 2 years.
exactly make
Hey
all
man,
Not
that
only
money.
I gotta
that,
make this
We can
10
we
mil.
can we can go through the list of baseball players who have all these guaranteed contracts. Did never do nothing. I'm talking about signed them at 28, and then they kind y'all know y'all. I can't remember his name. He's still getting paid right now from from the Mets.
You talking about Bobby Bonilla?
There we go.
Hey man,
man,
Bobby.
I
he
Ain't
think
did.
I think
played a
football players ought to have
game.
a floor. They ought to have a floor, right?
Thank you.
I mean, even as a rookie, man, they have a floor, Doc. You know,
It just
even
bothers
Mr.
me,
Irrelevant should
man.
get paid 10 mil a year.
Right.
You're talking about the richest corporation as far as sports go in America. And you mean to tell me you're gonna sit back here and tell me y'all can't pay these dudes the guaranteed contract? That everybody in the NFL doesn't need to make 100. If you're Mr. Irrelevant and your guarantee is like 3 million, you better take it.
Yeah, and it wasn't even that. That's Brock Purdy. That's San Francisco quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Irrelevant this year.
just you got that much money coming in, and now this guy who probably and y'all may know more than me, but the way he was playing, you could see like, okay, this cat got potential. He'll end up being, even if it wasn't the Bills, which it probably would have been, because we know Hyde only got about what 2 more years left. He would have ended up being that guy,
Mm-hmm.
and now he ain't that guy, and he has nothing.
Nothing. Like nothing. You
Off
know,
Right.
a
And not to get
basic tackle.
too deep in the weeds, but because that was an injury, he may wind up getting some sort of medical settlement, but I don't know what that is.
it ain't gonna be enough.
Right.
It won't even be what they what was donating his toy drive, maybe. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh,
Honestly.
5.5 million.
Yeah, it might not even be that. But what I can say, and I think me and Billy, and Chris, we talk a lot on the phone, and we and Billy say this a lot, that the athletes are different now than they was 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
True.
NFL, NBA. See, you got the guys in the NBA, they always taking what you call it when they rest. What you call it, Chris?
Load management.
Load management days, right? So they take them days because they getting paid, and they like, I'm gonna be okay when I retire. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make sure I'm okay. So now, you got the NFL. They can push all the marbles to the table in the middle of the table right now when they go in the off season with the CBA, and that's why I say they got the upper hand right now. Because these guys are different. They think about life after the sport right now.
Mm-hmm.
They think about it, and they think about their kids. They think about their spouses and what they want to be able to. They want to be able to walk away healthy.
Right.
So I can't wait to see what happens because I think it's something big about to come. Because man, because I keep saying it. This dude died on the field. This ain't never happened like this.
Yeah.
You know, he literally died while playing the game. You can't, you can do all this stuff about concussions, getting a helmet, getting different helmet, getting knee braces. Now you got holding something else that you can't control. I don't care what you put on. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, so you think about two cars hitting each other. They don't save a person's life. The same thing. Two guys running, colliding with each other.
Right.
So man, I want to see what they talk about because I think it's gonna be different this year. Like Billy said, he got different now, man. The athlete different.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, man. I'm always, you always hear people. I get into the conversation with, I know like with my uncle a lot of times, or people use, they go cut Zeke, but I tell people all the time, it's a reason why teams go to two back systems now, because it expands they playing career. You ain't got these Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smiths, and Jim Browns, or they were the long backs no more, man. And if the running back's not selfish, then they loving that two back and sometimes three back system, where they can play longer because they're not taking those hits constantly, running 30-35 times a game.
Yeah, that punishment.
Yeah, that's why running backs are lasting a little longer, because they not taking all that punishment. Zeke done added. I just use him for, he done added at least maybe 3-4 years onto his career by sharing love with Pollard. You go see, he go outlast Derrick Henry, because Derrick Henry toast that thing 30, close to 40 times a game, taking that pounding. So his career go be cut a little shorter. And he stay injured a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So Billy say the you say they should move the salary cap up to 400 million, huh?
Man, yeah, it need to be 400 million easy, man. Because they billionaires, man.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? They're making billions of dollars, dog. Regardless if think about this, man. Houston is 212-1 right now, right? Or 213-1. Houston is. But the owner's gonna revenue share the same amount that Philadelphia gonna get.
Right. They're gonna make the same money.
They're gonna make the same money through the TV contracts.
Mm-hmm.
And the way they structured the game now with 14-team playoff, 7 each conference. We've gone to game 16 and we don't even have seeding.
Right.
That's what they want. Keep the money going.
Yeah.
Right? That's what they want.
And on top
everybody
of that,
get paid.
And they made sure they put the division games at the end of the season, so you have to play.
Exactly. So I mean, it's a money grab. And then when you couple it in with gambling, you got gambling in football.
Right.
That's a match made in heaven, man. Financial heaven, I should say.
Nah, you hit that on the head, bro. Because that's it. Like when you got the gambling, the football, the what else they do it?
Advertising, TV advertising.
No, I'm talking about the fantasy.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like it's a all that's a match made in heaven. And nobody thinks about, not nobody, because I take that back, because there's some guys on this, there's a lot of us on here that think about the humanitarian part.
Mm-hmm.
These guys' bodies are getting tore up. And some of y'all have been there. I ain't never been there. I wasn't no athlete like that. But some of y'all have been there where the system it uses you up and then spits you out. Oh Lord, he ain't got it no more.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh
then
yeah.
you're just stuck.
I.E. Junior Seau.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know. Chris, what was the Strelzik for the
Justin.
Steelers?
Yeah.
Oh,
Justin Strelzik.
Sizer. About the
Hmm?
Steelers linebacker.
No, he was an offensive lineman, played in the
Offensive lineman.
90s.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Ran into a gas truck, hit the gas tank on the fuel
Dave
truck.
Who's that? Dave Durison?
Yeah.
Same thing. Kid himself.
Andre
Actually, but
Waters.
yeah. Andre
Andre
Waters.
Waters.
Mm-hmm.
Dirty Waters.
Yeah. These guys committed suicide because of CTE.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't get the help they needed.
Yep.
You
Didn't
know.
know. That's one thing I loved about Ryan Clark and Dominique today.
Foxworth.
They
Yeah.
was like, we didn't know. And nobody informed them. They knew, the league knew,
Mm-hmm.
but nobody else informed them about, the effects of what's going on with their bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the greatest athletes is I'm a Dallas dude. Some of the greatest athletes in the DF Dub, man. Ain't nobody. Soon as they was done with them, they spit these boys out.
Spit them out.
Watch it with my own eyes. No recognition.
Hmm.
I'm gonna leave Larry alone. No, for real. Don't nobody talk about him.
But yeah.
And my daddy will tell you. My daddy will tell you one of his fondest memories. And I don't even know if Jeff and them remember this. I would tell the story on Jeff, but we on live.
But say, pump your brakes. You speed in the school zone now.
Yeah, I had to stop because
yeah. Speed in the school zone now.
if I get to start talking about them Nuggets that day, but one of my dad's fondest memories, man, was we were at a game, or a track meet, and the baton got dropped. That was on last leg.
I remember that. You were Kimball Relays.
Come on now. My daddy still talk about this. Larry ran, picked the baton up, and went and caught everybody.
Man, that was because Coach Jackson was like, he didn't want me to run that leg. And he was like, if y'all drop the stick or anything or lose, he was like, going back to how it was, I wasn't going to lose.
These are the stories and the way like athletes are treated that nobody ever really talks about, man. That is one of like my daddy has gone through a stroke and brain hemorrhage.
Mhm.
He's 67 years old. And he still remembers that.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody ever talks about it. And this is what I'm saying. Nobody ever talks about Lawrence Murphy. Wasn't that the Cowboys running back? Lawrence Murphy.
Who that?
Was
And I think
it Murphy? You talking about
DeMarco Murray.
DeMarco Murray. I can't
DeMarco.
remember his name. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
DeMarco.
ran for. He was like at one point had led the his
He led the
wasn't
NFL.
it like 350 touches or something?
Yeah, he led it in touches that year. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
and
he
the, and,
led
the,
it.
and the Eagles picked him up, and he was on the third
Mm,
string.
Bro,
mm.
He was
how
on this
you
like
get burned through like that?
he gave
Yeah,
And
he was on the
nobody,
third string for the Eagles the next year.
come on, man.
and he gave Dallas everything he had. He was done.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they no, you don't listen. When you talk about Dallas greats, right? You ever hear his name brought up?
Nah.
Like it's that type of thing. Like, at least if you ain't gonna give me the money, man, give me some recognition that I did something.
R.I.P. Marion Barber. Look at him. He laid down the line
Man,
every
Mm.
time, man. That joker hardest running back I ever seen. And you didn't hear nothing else about him other up until his passing.
And
Uh
what happened to him? Didn't he have a heart attack or something?
uh
Don't even. Well, something happened, man. He, found it in his apartment, though.
Yeah, I don't
yeah,
even know if
something
they ever
with
really
it was
said.
dehydration.
yeah.
Yeah, he got dehydrated at work and then went home and passed out. But it's just still like, it's just
But that's
it
like what
ain't
you
just
just
it ain't
said
just
too.
Dallas. I ain't finna say it's just Dallas. Like,
Shoot, look at Eddie George after he left and came to us.
thank you.
He
Thank
was
you.
on his last legs when he came to the Cowboys.
But
Yeah.
think about Kendon. Just think about what you just said. Going back to what you said earlier, you said he dehydrated. He came home from work. Now this guy played in the NFL how long?
Okay. There we go.
Why
Okay, you
he coming
caught them
home from
dice.
work?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I
Yep.
mean, not work. I don't know what kind of work he was doing, but he shouldn't be working unless he just had like got your own business or whatever. But he shouldn't be working a 9 to 5, so to speak.
Right.
How long you
No, you
played in the NFL,
shouldn't.
Jeff?
Uh
How long you played? You a Dallas fan?
I'm looking now.
I think it was here
Uh
4 years.
he played Barber made every one of his 7 seasons in NFL.
So he
7.
coming home from work.
He coming home
2005.
from work.
Yeah, 7 seasons.
Uh,
7 seasons.
not only did he lay up, this is this you're talking about the richest team. First off, let's put this in perspective. You can put them in whichever order you want to. Top three teams in any sports history are the Yankees, the Cowboys, and the Lakers.
Mhm.
There is no reason. Now, there are some guys that just didn't, they Terrence Newman, I wouldn't be paying him nothing. But there are some guys who laid their lives out there. They really gave their all. Why is this dude working? You mean tell me you can't this you mean tell me the Cowboys can't pay him $100,000 a year? 150.
Yeah.
Put him
Not
on
if
the
they not
radio.
providing the service, they don't.
You say who?
Not if they're not providing the service, they're not gonna pay him unless he's
Yeah.
a legendary player. You play 3 or 4 years, they just get somebody else.
Well, he played 7 though. He played, I mean, I know he went with the Bears, but he played long enough, man. Like I said, you can do something with him. I mean, okay, just take Mark Cuban for example. Look at all the former Mavericks that are doing things. Derek Harper, the Dirks, the Sean Mayer, they might be coach. They got some capacity going on. Rolando Blackman, all these guys, they
But
find it some kind of role for them.
but not only that, when we talking about these players, right? We talking about like their team, like what the team should be doing for them. But and Billy say, billions of dollars that these teams are making. But what about the NFL itself? How much is the NFL
That's
making?
what I'm talking about.
Roger Goodell making 40 plus million, man.
Ain't
So
done. Let me stop. Almost said. I had to bite my tongue. Ain't done nothing.
so this 5-year pension thing they got going on, and the NFL generates. Oh man, I can't even wrap my mind around how much money they make.
What
a
is
year.
it through TV contracts? They somewhere around 12 billion a year, 12 to 15 billion.
Really, it's going up every year because you got
it's increasing every year. That's correct.
Because you got different type of platforms that's picking up games. What you had pick up this year?
YouTube.
Man,
YouTube picking it up. Prime Video picking it up. These are things you gotta pay for to watch a Thursday night game.
Listen to this, y'all. Marion Ball was worth when he died. He was worth his net worth was 1.5 million.
7 years in the NFL.
That was his net worth, 1.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, depending on his family, they'll run through that, and that'll be gone in less than a year.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
It's not a sport that you're gonna be filthy rich from unless you're a quarterback.
And that's why I'm always talking to the students, man. I've been in education 16 years, and I coach Little League, but I always try to throw them little nuggets at the kids that are the super athletes playing Little League. I say, man, find something you're good at, man, because you may or may not make it to the big leagues. But if you do, you still got something else to fall on that could make you some big time money. And a lot of their parents are just worried about getting them out, taking care of them.
Man, I didn't get on that part of it now with this generation now. Parents of the athletes now, especially the.
Yeah, I had a student one time. I said, man, why you didn't do your homework? He said, oh, my mama told me to go get ready for football practice.
Hey man, I'm a coach too, right? I'm coaching track. And these parents think, man, these kids, man, at 8 or 9 years old, gonna get a scholarship in track, bro.
Shoot, not only a scholarship, they think they going to the Olympics. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Already, dog. I'm talking about 9 years old, man. They haven't gone through puberty. Their body haven't changed. So I'm coaching the parents more than I'm coach teaching and training the kids.
Right.
I'm like, man, they sleeping in the summertime. They growing. They foot done grew, 2 inches. They done grew, 3 inches in height. They done put on 15 pounds. They got to learn their body again. So that's why you need to bring them back. But don't expect for them to PR every meet.
Right.
They ain't robots.
Man, we called that peaking too early.
Peaking too early, Doc.
It's a long season.
Listen, go ahead, Larry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, it was a long season. Yeah, you peak too early. Then when the season come to an end and you running like trash, then they want to blame you.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take my kids somewhere else.
Yeah.
Why you let them beat you? Hey man, that car ride home is something else, bro.
Oh yeah. Hey, we've been there. We ran from age about 6 or 7 to all the way through college till we couldn't run no more.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just talking about this earlier, how when I pulled my hamstring my senior year state high track coach, and I see him now. I don't care. I'm grown. I tell him in a minute. He had us pulling sleds, and
The day before, boy, say,
we both state, and the only reason Larry he didn't have to pull him that day to work because he had missed his hip up, so he was recovering. But I'm like, I get the fans and at state meeting, his daddy say, Jeff, what you ain't never had an injury in your whole entire track career. What happened? I said we were pulling sleds at Reed Middle School. They say, for what? all you need to be doing is working on handoffs. We going in the 4x1 and state. What our speed, we're at our top, we're at our top at that point. You're not gonna get no stronger.
yeah,
in the week. And that hamstring was never right. I went on, ran up in Rochester Hills, Michigan, at college, indoor and outdoor. But man, once you mess that hamstring up, it's
over.
It's not
over for a while, for a long time.
It's not the same.
Oh, that soft tissue injury is something else, man. But yeah, man, I real quickly, man. Yeah, I not only do I coach in USA track and field and AAU, doing select track summertime. I'm also an official with USA track and field.
Okay,
we used to do that too.
Mm-hmm.
When we had the answers, we had to take the test.
Oh yeah.
You probably know.
Yeah. Billy probably know some of my coaches then.
Who do you coach for in the summer?
Well, it's a track club called North Texas Jackrabbits.
I think I heard of them, I believe.
Yeah, green and gold.
Okay.
Yeah, look, yeah, my son, he ain't running right now. He doing karate, but if he ever take a love for track, I keep in mind.
All right.
And that trips me out with folks. I always say he gonna have your speed. I say, man, he gonna be his own person, man.
Exactly.
Whatever he do. I didn't do karate, but I put him in karate off default, because I was like, he need to get some of that aggression that he got at school with, being a boy. But man, I'm not gonna live through it, man. As much as you want them to play, like they say, but the NCAA tournament, they putting the camera on the parents when they kids in the March Madness. You want that, but at the end of the day, man, you want to just be successful. and however they pad go, you just you just guide them and support them, man.
Well, especially when you see how the system will use you up, spit you out, and then when they done with you, they done with you.
Mm-hmm.
Because it makes it's like, okay, it makes you a little more cautious.
Yeah.
I ain't never been in none of y'all shoes. But I was also, blessed with my folks were just like, you don't care what you do, just make sure you ain't dead in jail. And that you're like, when you're done with running the streets, that you're gonna be productive. And so, like, that's kind of how I live my life with my kids. I've seen so many just working at DeSoto for a couple of years off and then back again. And I'm looking at some of these kids like, how you just know, like, hey, you ain't gonna make it. I hate to say it that way, but it's just like, you just know it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure all of us have seen somebody that want to run the 100, but you only run a 4.7. What you doing, bro? You want to learn long distance? Because this right here ain't for you. That's like me trying to go play center. Man, I'm 5'8". I'm sorry, y'all. I just messed up the conversation. But it's just like, you know, it's okay. Let your kids be a kid and let them figure some stuff out because if they don't, they'll be lost and looking up and thought and thinking like, well, I thought I was gonna do this for the rest of my life. Well, you thought wrong. Now you got to figure everything out at 24.
Yeah.
Mm.
And like I said, with the parents too, man. You see a lot, and I know I've seen it. Larry, he see it. Working with the middle school, but going to the high school, man. These parents putting so much pressure on their kids,
Man.
or they're not teaching them how to somewhat grind. If coach not playing you for whatever reason, you the first thing you tell your son, "Are we gonna transfer?" Man, tell your son, "Hey, we go, daddy go work with you at home outside of practice."
It's
And
not this age. You don't see too much of that
I know
in
that's what I'm saying.
in the inner city.
That's the problem.
You
That's the
know,
problem.
with these kids now. Um,
That's the problem.
I
Like, but
Larry, Coach G,
but
I don't even see how you do it now.
And man, it's tough. I ain't gonna lie, it's tough.
I know it is.
It's tough.
I know it's coaching these kids now is super tough.
hey,
Cause the position I'm in, man, like I'm the coordinator at West, so I'm over all the sports. So everything pretty much run through me. So I gotta
Mm.
reply to emails, phone calls, situations that done happen in the locker room. Like you turn your back for a minute, man. They be done slap box or somebody be done got punched, somebody's stuff done got stole. Like it's wild, man. And they looking at
Really.
you. They looking at you like what you gonna do? It's crazy. It's
man,
crazy.
say years ago I was coaching at a private school basketball, man. I had a real good team, man. That seventh grade year, I took them, and I had like 15, 16, no, 16 boys on the team. And y'all know, man, in basketball, everybody not go play. If it's a blowout, you
Mhm.
know, your reserves go get extra minutes. If you can, you put them in. You might need that spark from one or two players off your bench. Just give it a change up. Man, the next year, eighth grade year, I get the same boy. Athletic director say, "Hey, you getting your top 8 guys." I say, "What the rest of them at?" He say, "Man, we gonna make a B team because the parents was upset
Mhm.
because they kids didn't get a lot of playing time. Now they didn't win many games, but they got all the playing time they wanted to. Now I can't tell you what those kids doing now because uh that was before I even started teaching in Dallas.
Some
Mm.
yeah, some schools got C teams.
Oh yeah,
What?
they do that. Yeah, they got
Yeah,
see. Yeah,
Man, come on, man.
I'm dead serious, man.
they do. Yeah, they do.
Come on, man.
Just so
Man,
everybody.
Come on, man.
I can tell y'all some. My son played football, right? And
Good Lord.
he was like I told Coach G, he went to Skyline, and he when he before he left Skyline, he was a top 3 corner in the nation,
Mm.
but he ended up getting hurt. That's why I feel the way I do about this Hamlin kid. He ended up getting hurt where he couldn't play no more, right? But I can tell you guys some stories, and I'm gonna do it at a later date when we not on this live because if I start telling you, it'll expose some people.
Right.
No, I'm
I'm
serious.
already knowing. I'm already knowing.
So
I expect the unexpected.
so I keep that to when we on the phone or something like that. But he, like I said, he was top 3 corner in the nation, and Chris could tell you, he saw him play, uh, and read up on him and stuff like that. But There's some things that happened with him, not only him, but some other people. But like I said, if I say some stuff, it exposing people, and I don't want to do it on the live. But
Oh yeah, I got you. I already know. I already know.
We
Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna say we definitely gonna have to get together because I gotta hear it.
Yeah, hey, we might get together. Get to one of these Buffalo Wild Wings. So when he playoffs,
let's go watch the game Monday. Let's go watch the game Monday.
I'm down. I'm
Oh yeah, Doctor. If not Buffalo Wild Wing, Austin Avenue.
Yeah, let's go watch it Monday. We can go watch it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Because this is, I'm telling you, when you was involved with it, like hands on, it's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially when an injury is involved in it. It's wild. Cause my son went from a middle school, he went to Skyline as a freshman and started on varsity and was All-American his freshman year. So you can just imagine, so
he was gonna go to the University of Texas, wasn't he said?
He had an offer from there. He had 32 offers.
Mm-hmm.
But he ended up going to A&M when A&M was hot. He was their first commit for the 2014 season. But he committed to them as a sophomore.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't gonna go too far. Like I said, it's some good and the bad. It's some good and bad with it, with behind the whole story. But like I said, at a later date, I tell y'all about it. But to your point, he had an offer from them. Manny was there when Manny recruited him. When he was there. But we'll get to talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think I know I was at Lane coaching basketball that year. And I know I vaguely probably remember your son playing and watching it. Just didn't put two and two together then. Because I know that's when Carter had that good team with Corey Avery and Cameron Hamlin 2014 class.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, man, it's because
he still holding a 100 record in the middle school. Still ain't broke.
What was he at Lane?
He was at Lane, yeah. DISD, yeah. He still hold a record for that.
Yeah, because who coached him? My boy Chris, didn't he?
No, you looking at it. Huh? No, I did.
I'm talking about that. Lane. You was still okay. Because I know Chris was coaching.
But I let him go. I let it once I stopped. I wasn't one of them parents that said I let him go. I was like, nah, I don't want to coach you. No more, because I wanted him to get another voice.
Yeah.
That's understandable. So I let him go. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That 2014, that wasn't the Fox year, was it? When they played
that was the Fox year.
That was the Fox year.
Oh
yeah. I'll never forget. I was there.
Okay.
I remember that.
Coach Jeezy, I don't know if you followed Skyline them years, but he was number 2, the cornerback.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I know it would always be them in DeSoto. Always deep in the playoffs, and
every year.
And as far as I can remember, Skyline sent them home. I think most of the time, except once or twice.
Except 2010.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I remember them. I remember the Fox. That was the first thing that came up was the Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Larry, that's what I remember. Yep, I remember that because I was working at DeSoto at that time. I remember, boy, good Lord, y'all brought back some horrible memories. Thank you.
That was the same year that 8.5 yard onside that they recovered.
Right.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube too. I said, they wrong.
Oh man,
they wrong.
It's still on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was that year.
That's crazy.
Wow. Wow. Man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
wild. Those some wild years right there, boy. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah.
and it's a small world because I wouldn't even know, man. Like you keep up with football, you just watch the kids. They from the
Mm-hmm.
area, you don't even know who's who. Wouldn't
Yep.
even know that
Mm-hmm.
was your son.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But man,
Man.
yeah, it's wild.
Yes.
Man,
So
it's
what's
like,
on tap for next week?
well, man, shoot. I guess we got to see, man, because I guess look, we got to keep our ears pinned to the TV, see what they gonna do with
Well, I
all
know
the
one thing. It'll be NFL. We know
You'll
that for
have
sure.
a national championship.
We have
Yeah.
the championship game. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
we talk afterwards because they'll play on Monday, so we'll
Yeah.
come on the 10th.
We'll be able to talk about the first round of the NFL playoffs, the wild card weekend.
Nah, that'll just be
No,
that,
No,
the
it'll be set.
final week.
It'll
It'll
be
be
set
set.
it
though.
be set. Yeah, it
It'll
be
be
set. Yeah,
set.
Everything will be set. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, be set.
yeah. We gonna do our predictions too, because we'll do our predictions and see, because y'all went 1-1 on the national championship college football pick. Y'all
Yeah, I
picked
did. Yes, I did.
Georgia and Michigan.
You know, and only I picked Michigan, right? I would like I told you, Jeff. I would have picked Michigan if I would have been on that Monday night.
Yes, baby.
And the only reason I would have picked Michigan because they were playing the Big 12. You know what I'm saying? But Michigan fold every year, every time they get in the playoff.
Right.
So it was kind of like like Chris, they throw the coin up, see who win. You know, in the Big 12, Big 10. You know, but I would have picked
But
Michigan.
see, I ain't gonna lie, I picked Michigan too, and the only
Yeah,
reason I just really thought up front they would be able to pound and slow the game down. And with the way TCU came, I was like, oh my, there ain't no, you could kind of tell it was a wrap early. Of course, everybody makes a run or whatever, but I was just like really floored at how TCU controlled that game. So I'm with you, bro. It shocked me.
Yeah.
I don't know I don't know who to pick in this one. I don't know who to pick between Georgia and TCU
Straight
because
up, I got
TCU
Georgia.
impressed me.
Well,
I'm going with Georgia, but I hope TCU win.
yeah,
I'm
that's
going with
me.
Georgia.
That's me. I want TCU win just for the DFW, period.
Yeah.
But I feel Georgia just might be too much. But I feel like I'm gonna be rooting for TCU. Like I'm be rooting for TCU. Like I'm rooting for the Mavericks and anybody else that I root for. But I just like once they come out and show me like they did with Michigan, then
Hey, but like Billy always say, any given Sunday, you never
Yep.
know.
That's right.
Hey, 60 minutes, baby. 60 minutes is my call.
Yeah,
Football
you
is
never know.
60 minutes.
hey, I'm about to
No, that's good.
I'm
Yeah,
about to add Kendall
that's real.
I'm about to add him to the group text. And I know it'll start over.
Yeah.
But he had somebody new, but that way he on tap with everything. But yeah, I'm ready for that money. That's what we'll be talking about. And then, like I said, the matchups they should be set. Depending on how the NFL handles this Buffalo game.
Man, I think they're gonna do a tie, bro.
Well,
Yeah,
I was telling Chris today that if Kansas City wins Saturday, they really don't even have to play that game because
That's
Kansas
right.
City will have the number 1 seed, and
That's
really
right.
2 and 3 is pretty much the same,
right,
unless they end up playing each other in the AFC Championship game.
right.
So And if it comes to a situation like that, do you just go back to Buffalo? I mean, go back to
Man,
Cincinnati? You
go
know,
flip a coin.
yeah, that's what Chris was saying.
That's
Man,
what I
Yeah,
said
just
too.
Man,
flip
I
a
think they're gonna give them a
flip a
tie, man.
coin.
I think they're gonna give them a tie.
give
That's
him a
what
tie.
I
Or
said.
just don't count it, or just don't count it. Period. You know, because you really can't give them a tie because they was up 7-3.
Hmm.
They said they can go. It's something they can go off of. I think like percentage or something determined. But like I said, I don't know, man. They'll figure it out. They get paid
Yeah,
all these millions of dollars. They better figure something out.
I think they'll base it once what happened this weekend. Whatever happened this weekend, it'll kind of it'll work itself out. Kansas City will beat the Raiders. They'll beat the Raiders. You know,
Maybe
if they
they'll
don't
let it play out
if they
and
don't
then
beat if they
determine.
don't beat the Raiders, they'll make them beat the Raiders so they don't have to worry about
Yeah,
it. You know what I mean?
true that.
Yeah,
So
because the Buffalo play the Patriots. The Patriots still need to win to get in, don't they?
Yeah,
yeah, they got to
Yeah,
win.
or win to,
they on the seventh seed.
or win to keep a spot. Hmm.
Yeah,
And
The only
then
way we can get in is to beat Cleveland and Miami and New England lose.
well, you know, wouldn't that be something if everybody team on here somehow made it? Because Kendon he a Packer fan.
oh, they getting in. I think everybody fan team on here getting in. I think Steelers getting in. I think Packers getting in.
Ooh, that boy. Who Steelers got?
Cleveland.
They play
Cleveland.
Cleveland, but they need the
Yeah, big
Patriots
deal.
and the Jets to lose. I mean, is it the Jets or Miami? Jets they need to lose.
Miami,
They need Miami to
Miami,
lose.
New England.
Yes.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's gonna
Yep.
happen. So they'll
Yeah,
beat Cleveland.
yeah.
It's gonna be yeah. Here it is. Steelers path to playoffs. Beat Browns and no Pats and Dolphins to lose. Yeah,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
But
I
do they
mean,
have to win though?
yeah.
They
yeah,
have
they
to
got to
They have
win.
to
win.
beat the Browns.
Oh, okay.
They'll
Yeah,
beat the
beat the
Browns.
Browns.
Yeah, they'll beat the Browns.
They need the
Yeah,
Dolphins.
they pretty much beat their hardest competition, which was the Ravens.
Just to beat the Dolphins. They don't have no quarterback.
I know.
Uh,
They're on their third string.
So that's who the Jets
uh,
play, the Dolphins.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
uh-huh.
the Bills will go out there. They'll win just off dedicating
yeah,
that
they'll win.
win.
They'll win because they still be playing for something.
Yeah,
You know, so they'll win. So Pittsburgh just need to win their game. And Kenny, y'all beat Detroit. Y'all to get in too. Y'all just gotta win.
Yeah,
Y'all
I
on a
ain't worried
4-game
about no
winning streak.
Detroit.
Y'all on a 4-game winning streak.
Yeah, I ain't worried about no Detroit. You know, I'm a fan, but I'm also very realistic. You know,
Right.
we'll get in, be one and done,
now
but
you know what, Kendon. I'm
Man,
gonna tell you what I said. You might not agree with me, but I say if Philadelphia all Philadelphia got to do is win Sunday, and
hmm
that eliminates San Fran getting the number 1 seed. I say if y'all get that 7 seed, Aaron
They
Rodgers
gonna be
got
coming.
he,
They
he
coming to us.
now
They
they
coming
now
to us
they
in the division. No, in the division round because they gonna beat Minnesota. I think.
they'll play San
No.
Fran.
Oh yeah, friend. That'll be a
I
tough game.
said I'm telling you, Rodgers he lost last year to San Fran, man. You let Aaron Rodgers get in against a rookie quarterback Brock Purdy. I
Hey, Jeff, me and Chris said this last year when he lost the year before to Tom Brady and he should have won. So I can't. I don't know about all
I think that's a scare. I,
that.
Hey
I think
man,
if you let him get in, man, like if he slide in and he get a rematch against San Fran that put him at home. I just that's just my take, man. I don't think San Fran will want to play Aaron Rodgers.
hey
I
man,
just
I
think
just don't
San
see the
Fran
top
is
3
that
seeds
tough.
losing, bro.
Me neither, man. I'm with you on that one.
I don't see the Giants beating Minnesota. I don't see
Ooh,
Green Bay beating San Fran.
Minnesota, somebody called him a fraud today.
Man, if any, hey Billy, if any team I say could get upset, I think it's I don't believe in Minnesota, but if anybody got upset out of that 3, I think it would be Minnesota.
Yeah, because their defense
Yeah,
is not
because they
good. And Kirk Cousins
Minnesota
was
is like
choke.
Yeah.
going to eat.
Chris
Minnesota's like
called him
going to eat
prime
Taco
time Kirk
Bell,
Cousins.
and
Billy
you
know
go.
about prime time Kirk.
Depending on what you order from Taco Bell, you may have a rough morning. Minnesota is Taco Bell.
Mhm.
Like you don't never know what Kirk Cousins you gonna get. So you may wake up in the morning with some bubble guts. 'Cause
Yeah, he
I,
he the new Taco Bell that's selling French fries.
that's exactly what he is.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
that's
so
funny.
yeah, it'll be some good games. It'll be definitely be some good games.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll be a topic for next week. That in the national championship.
Real quick, who do you think gonna win? Jacksonville or Tennessee?
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
Blowout.
Jacksonville. Yeah, I'm
Jacksonville
gonna
Jacksonville.
check
getting
Jacksonville.
that thing.
Tennessee.
Joshua Dobbs gonna start.
Well,
Yeah, I know.
hold on.
But you
Uh,
know what? I actually think Joshua Dobbs looked decent against the Cowboys. He wasn't too bad. He wasn't terrible.
if Tennessee win, they in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoever win that one, that's it.
Where
Yeah.
they playing at?
They playing in Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. They playing in
Nah,
Florida.
but never mind. I
Yeah.
thought maybe
Jack-
Tennessee had a slight chance, but they on the road. I can't see it.
Yeah.
yeah.
nah,
Nah.
nah. Jacksonville, they may smash them by 2 touchdowns.
But Henry might run that mug
He go,
35 to 40 times.
he gonna have to.
So
He
if
gonna
he can
have
control the
to.
game like that,
Yeah, he gonna have to. Derrick Henry gonna have to. He gonna have to run. He got to run it 35, 40 times. He got to run it.
yeah.
Yeah, they can't. You can't keep the ball in Josh Dobbs' hand. And I think that's what happened with Carolina this weekend, man. They let
Yep.
they let what's got throw
Yep.
it to the time.
Yeah.
So I mean it's a toss up. Jacksonville got the better team just because the quarterback and just they hot right now. But if Derrick Henry can control the game with the running game,
Oh, that's what I say.
and they can throw some intermediate passes and keep Jacksonville offense off the field, they got a shot. But when they go out to score touchdowns,
They gonna have
No, that's exactly what I was going to say. It's cool and dandy, but if you get, I'm some this little old California dude from this long hair
we talking about
Sunshine.
sunshine. Look, he I don't know what it is about it. He makes some plays, man. And somehow he's able to put points on the board.
yeah,
And it's not threes. He'll surprise you and put up 7. I don't know if like Tennessee can do that.
right.
But Tennessee need to keep the game close so they can get that big boy rolling, like Coach said. If it's close going into the fourth and they ain't slowing them down, they'll win the game. So if they can keep him rolling, then it'll be different. But I don't think it's gonna be close. I just think
Right.
Doug Peterson gonna have them boys playing.
And they playing that on Saturday, right?
Yep, 7:15.
Mm.
Yeah, they were talking about that why they put that game. Why they scheduled it was somebody they
Real
scheduled.
quick.
Why they scheduled him like that?
I know I missed a lot. Did anybody come up with the top 5 point guards?
No, you know what? We put that on hold for another because of the
injury.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, great.
we scrapped the whole topic for this week originally.
Okay, good. So if we didn't do like Skip Bayless. Oh, did I say that out loud? Um,
No, we didn't do like Skip. He talked about everything but last night, didn't he?
eh,
Yeah.
I just how you look at the YouTube clips because I ain't watched the show. I looked at the you and I was like, did he really talk about something else?
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah, man. He don't care, man.
Hey, man, it was so bad. He talked good about LeBron today.
boy, get out of here. Get out of here.
You know
Ah,
he never talked good about LeBron.
Yeah, because
He
LeBron had
hey
like for
he
43 years.
even said he even said he didn't take his wife out on her birthday so he can watch LeBron. So
What?
you know, yes, he talked good about LeBron today. That's how uncomfortable this guy was today on that show.
And Shannon Sharper wasn't even on the show today either.
So
nah.
think he'll ever come
He
back?
wasn't on there.
You think
Hey,
he'll ever
Man,
come back?
hey, he
I
might.
hope he don't.
He might not.
Because people gonna look at him some type of way. Like you riding with him after what he said,
yeah,
it should be interesting.
it's gonna be interesting tomorrow. I want to see if he on there if he on there tomorrow. You know, man, this
Yeah, I get. I really because his club Shay Shay does well. I actually watched it,
I do
and
too.
you don't need the money, you don't need the clout, and leave that guy hanging, bruh.
and
Cause
actually, if he went and did his show full time without that, he'll get most of the players to come on his show. He will get all of the
yeah,
players to come on his show.
yeah,
Oh yeah, for sure.
yeah.
But he funny when he arguing with somebody
Mhm.
and pulling out them black and
Not
miles
yeah,
And that cat.
yeah,
and that Hennessy.
yeah. No, they're a good like kind of pair, but I think they for like Skip try to go overboard. It's like even when I was a little offended when when Shannon Sharp said, "You act like I'm some scrub. I got I'm
I
in a freaking Hall of Fame," and that dude said that doesn't matter.
You're not bigger than Tom Brady.
I
honestly,
just
honestly, after that episode, that's when you started seeing him act funny. Like,
Hmm.
the show ain't been the same, you know, after that.
No, he haven't. He hadn't been the same.
No, but that's how what's the name is. He he feel like his favorite people or whatever can't do no wrong. He feel like Tom Brady can't do no wrong. He feel like Kevin Durant can't do no wrong. He feel like Dallas Cowboys can't do no wrong. Like that's how he think.
Him, Tebow,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So
Baker, Baker Mayfield.
yeah. Oh my God,
Baker
I'm trying to
Mayfield could
tell you.
throw for 50 yards and five
Hearing
pick
him talk about Baker
sixes,
Mayfield
and
every
he'll
damn
blame it
week,
on the
bro. I'm like,
receivers.
damn, bro. You made 150 passing yards. That's good. Come on, bro.
bro, do y'all remember the Manziel crush?
Man,
Yes, I do.
He
It
went
was
through a
still
Manziel crush.
when he
Like,
was with Cleveland.
uh,
He thought he was gonna be bigger than LeBron in Cleveland.
He showed
bro,
it. He did.
do y'all remember the whole Matthew Dellavedova?
oh my God.
Okay,
He
I'm just
loved
like, what is this?
Dellavedova, bro. He
This
loved
dude
him.
on drugs?
The dude that LeBron made.
Not
Yeah.
according to Skip.
If you didn't play on LeBron team, you would have never heard of him.
Nah.
That's what happened. What happened when LeBron left? Ain't nobody ever heard from him. Where is he?
He got the money. He signed and got some money from some team and just disappeared.
I think Milwaukee. I think
Yeah, just
Who?
disappeared.
Who?
Dellavedova.
Dellavedova?
Then Dellavedova.
I know, man. We gave him like 60 million or something like that. I'm like, really, bro? 60 million, bro.
Dang,
Yeah. It was like 60 million.
that's robbery.
It sure
I can
is.
shoot a three.
Man, we all can.
For real.
Yep.
Pay
And
me
then
the veteran
he was gone
minimum.
after like a year or two.
Hey,
Oh man, that is funny.
He robbed them though.
yeah,
Golly, 60 million?
yeah. He
60
got
million,
paid.
yeah.
He got paid when he got to Milwaukee. They broke him out. Yeah.
I guess because after, you know what I'm saying, they won that championship, that's when, you know, he got paid. But still, to me, he still wasn't worth it because he wasn't the key factor of them winning.
Not at all. Oh, you're a Milwaukee fan.
Yeah.
So let me give you a history on my boy KG. He a Milwaukee fan. He originally from Wisconsin. You know, I don't know if you remember Jonathan from Texas College.
Yeah.
Yeah, he originally in Milwaukee. He was a Packer fan, so he moved to Carolina. You know.
No,
So,
I was originally a Packer fan. Well, I was a Packer fan, but I don't like how they did Brett Favre, how they like just pushed him out the door. Like, bro, can you wait to see? You know what I'm saying? You were about Aaron Rodgers, man. What about me? You know what I'm saying? So, and then I was more offended because Brett Favre wanted Randy Moss to come to Green Bay, but they told him no.
I remember that though.
Yeah.
I've been a Packer fan for a long time. I was upset with that.
Yeah, so like
I ain't talking about the Brett Favre thing. I thought Brett Favre was time to get out.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, after we lost to the Giants that year, I was like, gone, Brett.
Oh, the
And
Jets.
just keep
The Jets.
throwing these. No, I'm talking about we lost to the Giants in the playoff, right?
Oh, okay.
It was overtime. And Brett threw an interception. He just threw the ball up. We got the ball to go down, and at least, you know, the rules was different then.
Yeah.
All we had to do was kick a field goal, and he went right.
No, that wasn't the Giants. That was the Eagles.
He know.
No, that was the Giants.
I thought it was the Giants.
No, when he just threw it up in the middle of the field, that was Brian Dawg. That was the Eagloes. That was in.
No, man. That was the Giants. That's the year the Giants won the Super Bowl.
Oh, you mean
Brett Favre last year
because
as a Packer.
So that was in the playoffs too, right?
Yeah. It was the AFC. It was the AFC. It was the NFC Championship game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because Green Bay could have went to the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I remember that.
No, that was his last year as a Packer.
Yeah.
I'm saying he did it in the year that the Eagles got the 4th and 26 on him. You know, they went in overtime.
Oh yes, exactly.
And he did the same thing in the playoffs.
It's the same thing. I was ready for him to go. Then gonna keep talking about you gonna retire. We're going on. But I was mad that he was able to bring Randy Moss, and the Packers said no.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
They almost lost a fan that year.
Yeah, because I'm a huge Randy Moss fan. I feel like he's better than Jerry Rice. Y'all may disagree with that, but that's just me. But I just feel like
that's a whole nother topic.
Here we go.
Man, that's what I said. Whoa,
bro.
Do I need to add that for next week because you didn't ruffle some feathers, man.
Yeah. You might well. Hey, your boy gave a hot sports opinion now.
I mean, I'm just saying, man. He was unstoppable, bro. Like I watched this dude every time he played Green Bay, bro. Like,
yeah,
he was amazing.
He was, but he also stopped himself a lot.
Yeah.
I just wish that he would have got a ring. That's like the only thing I wish that he would have did. He had 2 chances, so.
Boy, you said something that was really controversial, bro. Like,
hey, I could throw that on for next Tuesday.
What's that?
Greatest receiver all time.
He said Randy Moss is better than Jerry Rice.
I'm talking about from like I ain't talking about numbers. I'm talking about just like from a physical standpoint. Like he can have two or three defenders on him, and he would still catch that shit. I ain't never seen any other wide receiver that did that.
Go see Jerry Rice.
Man,
maybe 2 defenders. I ain't never seen 3 on him. Y'all probably.
Or Calvin Johnson for that matter.
Yeah, right. If you want to talk about the most physically gifted receiver is Megatron.
I agree.
No.
I agree.
I agree with that.
Man, this is becoming
Man.
hot topic right now.
Let's cut it out, y'all. We already at 2 hours. Let's put that on the back.
Gotta go another 3.
We'll be on here to midnight. Hey, it's already 10:37 in North Carolina with Jonathan there.
Hey, Jonathan, real quick. Megatron quit the game and still was a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh yeah, for
Say,
sure.
man.
But honestly, but do you think Megatron quit because he didn't want to play in Detroit anymore?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Him and Barry Sanders.
And they not saying nothing, but something happened. It's something that's going that went on.
Quit and first
didn't Barry Sanders tell you why he quit?
Talking about we was at the track in Michigan.
Or am I tripping?
Nah, he did. He just felt Detroit how they did him. That's kind of the same thing that probably happened with Megatron.
When you say how they did him, what you mean? Like they got him no help?
Yeah, got him no help.
Okay.
Just ran to the ground because I remember running to him at the track up there. We were working out, doing our workouts.
Hey, Jonathan, if you don't remember, Jeff remember when they had 3 Cowboys on Megatron. He caught that ball and touched. He caught a touchdown.
Sorry, Jeff.
You may not remember, but Jeff remember.
I remember that.
It was 3 people on it. He caught a touchdown.
I mean, Randy Moss did that too.
Randy Moss did it too.
No, Randy Moss was running. Megatron was in the end zone with 3 people on him.
Randy, he did that too against the Dolphins, I think.
Hey, this your homework. This your homework, John. We go table this because listen, this your homework. You go watch highlights of all the receivers. Greatest. We just gonna limit it to 5. Go watch your 5 greatest receivers, then we gonna come back and that's gonna be part of the next week's topic.
Right.
I really don't have 5. I got like 3.
Well, 3. If you got 3, you stay with your 3. But we'll talk about that. Hey, what about this, man? We could put a basketball segment in there because Giannis dropped 55 tonight. Talk about these high number scoring games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. What y'all call it? 3 and D? Is that what y'all call it?
3 and D.
I ain't really hear nobody talk about that 71 though.
Hey man, okay, Larry. Bro, I was geared to say something. 71.
I mean, it was overshadowed by the injury that happened. I will say
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and that Tulane game.
Oh yeah, USC.
Mm-hmm.
And Klay Thompson, I just found out tonight that he hit 54.
Yeah, he hit 54 yesterday.
So
but that 71 and 10 assists, that's a minimum of 91 points he was responsible for. Minimum 91.
So by time Tuesday, somebody maybe hit 80, and we'll have something to talk about on Tuesday with the scoring.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll finalize it probably by what's the day? Tuesday, probably by Friday. At least by Monday we'll have it finalized.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, that's a bit.
All right.
Yeah. Hey, shout out before we go. Shout out to Jonathan Brader. Finally got him braided up, man. He can start coming on here with the messy bun.
Man, you ain't got no hair, nigga. Where your hair?
I had to give a shout out, man, because he been coming on the last stables with the messy bun as the girls call it, man, the messy bun. All right, man, fellas, man, been real, man.
And prayers out to DeMar Hamlin and his family, man.
All right,
Oh
man.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right,
All right,
All right.
All right.
All right, Joe.